Hey everybody, welcome to Trading Capital's exclusive analysis. In today's video, we're discussing what is causing major disruption across multiple platforms on the internet. Cloudflare got hammered today, ticker NET on the daily chart here, closing down in the session 4.95%. But the reversal happened from a much higher degree price. Take a look at that reversal from the low that was about almost a 7% trading range from the high to the low. Now, what caused net to get toppled over from the high of this chart? Well, as of today, June 12th, a significant internet outage has disrupted services across multiple major platforms, including Google, Amazon Web Services, Spotify, YouTube, Discord, and Shopify. These are major platforms, people. Cloudflare acknowledged experiencing intermittent failures and noted that some services were beginning to recover, though users may continue to encounter errors as systems stabilize. So, in other words, we really don't know how long this could go on for. Perhaps it's a couple hours, perhaps it's a few days. Will Cloudflare see weakness tomorrow? This weakness in Cloudflare came on the back when cloud-based stocks like the IGV ETF was absolutely so strong, up 1.1%. You had Oracle ripping to the previous and new all-time high. You had Microsoft just leading the charge to the upside. So this decline in net had the actual tailwinds behind it of cloud stocks doing extremely well. So this makes me think that if you get any sort of weakness in cloud-based stocks, net can potentially go lower. Now, the root cause of the disruption has been identified as an issue with Google Cloud's Identity and Access Management System, IAM service, which affected various services globally. While Cloudflare's core services were not directly impacted, some of its services relying on Google Cloud experienced issues. So now let's look at Google. Google was obviously one of the weaker mega caps on the session. Let's actually just erase this Google trade for us. And you can see Google gapped down to the 0.93% when SPY closed up 0.4. So a massive decline in Google in comparison to where the major indices traded. This was actually one of our hot trades in the live day trade room and power hour. We didn't execute really anything other than this trade in the power hour session. It was brought by one of our viewers. And simply speaking, Google has triggered a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern here on the 5-minute chart. So we took 177.50 puts expiring tomorrow, which we banked tremendously on. I already took profits on the majority of them, but I do think that we could potentially see a little bit more weakness heading into tomorrow with Google. Downside target based off of this intraday pattern simply takes Google to a target of about 174, Pierce of 175. Now, what would negate this pattern? Simply getting a closure back above this key trend line. So obviously, cloud-based stocks like Net have been so remarkably strong. I mean, you look at this chart really with a weekly chart pattern. Take a look at this beautiful surge on NET, main pivot lows all the way down here, two massive high pivot rejections with a simultaneously multi-year trend line going all the way back to 2022. Did anyone know there was going to be a disruption or an internet outage caused by Cloudflare and Google? No. But the technicals were showing intraday distribution. This stock was very overbought and it's due for a pullback. So now the question is, where are we going to actually pull back to? Well, the problem with this chart on Cloudflare is it's actually what we call a failed daily chart breakout. Here was your previous high pivot breakout. Look at this daily chart rejection. You never confirmed the breakout and now you're getting potentially a failed breakout. So does it mean that there's a lot of trouble potentially for Cloudflare? Yeah, it could mean. Obviously, this is in a very strong major uptrend, so a lot of people are coming to buy the dip. But one of the key technical levels that I'm watching here, if you throw in a fib retrace, not from the all-time low, but from really where you started breaking out off of this major earnings gap up, that Fibonacci retrace, we called that in the live day trade room. 168 was your buy level. I was too busy closing my put options, which we took for over 100%, and that bounced to a T. Now, Cloudflare and the internet disruptions that causing a lot of major platforms to lag and experience failures, some brokerages could be affected. There's some significant platforms across here, AWS, Spotify, YouTube. If we look at Spotify, let's take a peek at that chart. It really wasn't affected that much, although it down on the session by about, let's see here, 0.89%. So definitely lagging the market as a whole. Let's look at Shopify. Shopify is another one that was affected. Again, also closing down on the session. So notice this actually got clobbered down 4.31%. So notice that a lot of the stocks that were impacted by Cloudflare and Google, like Shopify, like Net, like Spotify, they all closed negative when the market actually closed positive. So the big level on Cloudflare Net that the bulls absolutely need to recapture. If we simply look at this pre-market structure, I'm going to turn on my key levels here, go to the extended hours. We need to see net close back above 173.30 for potential charge to the alt to another high. So if net can recapture this 173.30, then it's looking much more bullish to the upside. But if you remain below that and you break this key 168 level, then we're heading to this 160 zone. So all eyes are on Net and Google, whether or not they fix this internet disruption. I'm sure they will, but it's just a matter of how much time is going to transpire. Please give this video a like down below, and we'll see you on the charts a little bit later.